My name is David Michael Diaz. I've been doing photography for about 6 years, 3 of those being active in a way that's more business-like. The other 3 prior to that was more as a hobby and just learning, getting the fundamentals down, as well as making sure that I progressed in my own eye and not tried to copy other people's styles and stuff like that. I consider myself a portraiture photographer. I think that I love emotion. I love the detail in people's faces, the detail in their clothes. So I would say that when I can capture someone in detail of what they're wearing or what their expression is, it brings a light to the portraiture side of photography, and not so much. I guess you could say like there's some editorial style looking, but I would say portraiture is what I'm very well wrapped in. So what got me into photography? I had a friend actually, and he had a camera. He kind of like lured me into using it. Like he saw that I had an artistic feel with painting and doing drawing and stuff like that, and he kind of lured me in, like, hey, why don't you just take some photos of us going out this night? And I would just carry it around, and he was like, hey, you take it with you, give it to me next week. And once I started like actually using it, I got hooked. It was like I started understanding the different what aperture is, what ISO is, what settings give you what kind of lighting, and like what kind of feels you can create just by using a in-camera edit. And I was really captivated by how easily he just gave it to me, I guess. My first project, actually it wasn't necessarily a project. It was more of like my friend calling me and saying, hey, I heard you got a camera. I need some photos done for this thing that I'm going out for. Can we, photograph somewhere? And I was like, sure. I'm a photographer now, yeah. But I didn't know what I was doing at all. And she's like, okay, well, we'll go to my friend's rooftop. And it actually wound up being like a really awesome like rooftop. And we went in the middle of the night, and I was lighting things up with like iPhone lights, and like everything was just really awkward, but it was like the photos that came out of it, I didn't know how to edit at the time. I didn't know how to do anything to a photo other than just click it and download it onto my laptop. So in seeing that and seeing like what I could actually accomplish without all this extra stuff, it gave me this boost, because she was like, oh my gosh, I love these photos. I'd have to use them. Can you give them to me? Gave her the photos. She went out, next week to whatever she was going out for. Comes back, says, oh my gosh, they love the photos, and I got the part. The biggest project I've worked on came to me actually in the most random way. I was friends with a writer. He was a writer for GQ as well as Huffington Post, and he was kind of like Diddy's right-hand man at Revolt. And he hit me up one day and was just kind of like, hey man, I'm gonna be doing a bunch of interviews. Do you want to like bring your camera and photograph like some of these people? And at the time I was already doing fairly decent work and getting more of a following, I guess you could say, of people that were looking at my photography. And I was like, yeah, this is only gonna build it up. Who are we gonna photograph? And he was like, well, we're gonna go interview with G-Eazy. And I was like, I know who that is. I know who G-Eazy is. He's like a rapper, huh? And he was like, yeah. And this is before he kind of like broke out into like the whole like mainstream, and he had a couple songs, but I would say that going there and actually photographing that during a music video and getting photos of the interview and him being able to kind of looked at me and was like, all right, what do you want me to do? And I was like, oh, well, can you do this? Do you here? Pose like this, look this way, chin down, like, and being able to contribute to what was already an awesome thing that was going to happen. It was probably my biggest feat. I'd say I got to meet awesome people. I got to socialize with, close friends, and I got to capture amazing images. It was a great time. Will I still do photography years from now? Of course. I think that being able to capture something and being able to tell a story through photo is timeless in itself. Like, you capture moments that you can never live again, so why not continue capturing those same moments, day in, day out? And I think the older I get, I'm probably going to wind up venturing out into different types of photography, and I might fuse my photography with my art. I don't know, like that. I just think that there's always going to be photography incorporated in a life choice of mine, like a lifestyle choice. I never leave the house without my camera. I never go anywhere without a camera or something to be able to capture a moment if I need to. And I would say that I'm a lifer. I definitely think that I would have photography in my future throughout my whole life. Thank you for watching. My name is David Michael Diaz. You can find more of my photography at Diaz427, and that's on Instagram. I would like to just let everyone know and kind of give some enthusiasm to people that are starting with photography and are getting involved with their creative side. Don't stop. There's something that you have that can be brought out, and everyone has a unique eye and unique creative aspect on things, and anything that you feel like you want to do, I would say just go ahead and go 150% in that direction. You need to stop what you're doing and do exactly what you want to do, and not what you are having other people tell you what to do. And art, photography, anything that you want to do with your hands or sing or whatever it is, just make sure that you are completely in love with what you're doing. And if you aren't, then you need to change that right now. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day.